Welcome to our channel at Prison Professors. My name is Michael Santos, and on behalf of our entire team, I want to thank you for being a part of our community. Our mission is to teach and inspire people who are going through the criminal justice system. Whether they are in jail or prison, they can access our content on tablet-like devices, and I want to thank everybody who gives us this opportunity to work to teach and inspire people. What we strive to do is show individuals that regardless of where you are today, you can start sowing seeds for a better outcome. That's what I did while I was climbing through 26 years in prisons of every security level, and that's why when I communicate to you, you will know that I'm speaking authentically. I never ask anybody to do anything that I am not doing, and I hope that you will stick to our program. If you want to write, I want you to know we don't have a big staff, but right there you can see our address. You can send us an email, and if I have the resources, I will send you some of our books and courses. Otherwise, you can have your family members visit us at prisonprofessors.com, and there's a store, and they can send you books and courses directly to you. I believe in you, and thank you for being a part of the Prison Professors community. Thank you. There's a revolution going on out in society, and I hope that you're able to follow along with it in some capacity. I know that when I was incarcerated, it was really important for me to learn how the world was changing, how technology was changing, and steps that I could take to really prepare myself so that when I came home, I could learn about it. And one of the big examples, of course, is the internet. When I went to prison in 1987, there was no internet. There were no cell phones. There was no email. So all of that was new to me. But I stayed focused and learning about it, and that's something that I would encourage everybody that's in jail and prison to do. It's one of the reasons that I recommend people work through the Earning Freedom Daily Journal, because it'll keep you thinking about what you can become rather than where you are right now. I had to learn these skills because I knew I was going to be in prison for multiple decades, and when I came back to society, I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be able to create a pathway for myself. So I had to learn about aspects of society and evolutions in society, even though I couldn't access it. It's kind of like learning how to play tennis by reading a book about it. You may learn some of the fundamentals, but you may not get everything right. But the lessons that you do learn are going to help accelerate you for what you want to do later. And that's kind of something I'm going to share with you today. Today is February the 24th, 2021. And I don't know where you're watching this video, but I produce these videos to go into jails and prisons across America. And the reasons that I produce these videos is because I want to help people inside understand the relationship between the decisions they're making today and the prospects for success tomorrow. And I try to show them this is what I did. I always defined success. I always created a strategy that would help me go from where I am to where I wanted to go. I always created my tools, tactics, and resources, and then I executed the strategy every single day. Now, one of the pledges that I made to you is that I would make videos every day. Sometimes, unfortunately, things happen in life that result in us having to make adjustments. And we are always in control of our schedule. That's one of the lessons that we teach in here. We have to decide what is the priority. Well, the last 2 weeks, I was in New York City visiting with a close friend who sadly is struggling with pancreatic cancer. And he's a friend that has been a friend of mine. I met him in federal prison more than 20 years ago. I think it was in 2001. And he's just been an incredible friend to me, not only through my journey in prison, but he got out of prison, of course, long before I did. And he was a friend to me during my final decades in prison. And then when I came home, he became a business partner of mine. And so I wanted to go to New York to support him. But while I was there, I had really limited access to internet. And so because he was struggling, he couldn't give me the access to his Wi-Fi code. And I just had some challenges. So I want to apologize for not making videos for the last 2 weeks to those of you who are in jails and prisons watching this show. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's an abundance of content for you. But I still want to explain what happened. But one of the things that I did while I was gone is I listened to an audiobook on Audible, which is a service out here that allows you to kind of stay productive when you're not able to read. For example, if I'm running, I can't really be reading so well. If I'm there are going to be times when you're doing something that you can't read a book. But Audible is a great piece of technology that you can get right on your telephone, and you can download books that are recorded. So I was listening to a book called about the Bitcoin revolution. And the Bitcoin revolution, if you don't know what it is really an innovative, disruptive approach to dealing with money and currencies, right? Money and currencies today are really governed by governments, right? The United States dollar is governed by the many different mechanisms or functions within the U.S. government. Cryptocurrency is fundamentally different. It is a predefined amount. There are the big one, of course, that we speak about is Bitcoin, and there are 21 mil. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, unless, of course, they decide to split it and break it off and things of that sort. But that's a limited number, 21 million Bitcoins. And when they came out trading, I mean, it was probably less than a penny a coin, but today's prices are significantly higher. And it's been a relatively rapid acceleration. When you talk about where was it, it kind of started in 2008 or 9. I think this initial white paper came out from a fellow by the name of Satoshi something or other, describing why currencies or the concept of money should change from being part of the government into rather people. And people should be able to really track every transaction, and computers should be able to track every transaction on both the buy side and the sell side. And as people bid up the price of this limited supply of Bitcoins, the price is going to fluctuate. Well, I really, sadly, didn't pay attention to this movement while I was in prison. I heard about Bitcoin while I was in prison, but it started to come out at the end of my journey of imprisonment, and I was more focused on how am I going to earn a living? What am I going to do to build my career? And I missed really the opportunity to study about Bitcoin and learn about it when it was in its infancy. Even by the time I got out of prison in 2012, Bitcoin was still in its infancy. And the whole concept of cryptocurrency was still in its infancy. I think at that time, Bitcoins were still trading at less than $100 a share. I think we're trading about $20, not a share, a Bitcoin. So a Bitcoin is really nothing tangible. It is a record. It is a record of one piece of that 21 million pieces that are out there. And it's divisible by, well, quite a few numbers. So one coin can be divided, I don't know, thousands of times. You don't have to buy one coin. You can buy a fraction of a coin. But there are a total of only 21 million coins in the world. And I didn't really start speculating in Bitcoin early, although many people suggested that I did, that I should. I didn't. I was more interested in buying real estate. I was more interested in building my career. But if you're sitting inside of a prison, my recommendation to you is that you will pay attention what's going on in the world and make some transactions. And I thought one of the ways that I could show you that is show you kind of how I started to speculate with Bitcoin, thanks to one of my team members or partners who is a crypto really expert. And truthfully, he told me to start speculating in crypto or buying crypto. He didn't even call it speculating. He called it investing. He suggested that I start investing in crypto back towards the fall of 2020. So several months ago, when Bitcoin was still trading at about $12,000 a coin, or maybe it was even $10,000 a coin. So it had gone from $100 a coin, or less than pennies a coin, for the first several years, and it accelerated to about $20 a coin in 2012, and then it grew to more than $1,000 a coin by around 2015. So you could see this real trajectory of how it was growing, and I didn't participate. I had another friend who's a business partner of mine, Roman, who began buying Bitcoin when it was in the less than $100 a coin, and bought tens of thousands of dollars worth of those coins. Then in 2014 or 15, he began stocking up again when the coins were trading at about $800 to $1,000 a coin. And I had a transaction with him, and he owed me $10,000, and he once offered to pay me in Bitcoin, but I turned it down foolishly because it was trading at, say it was trading at $1,000 a coin. If he owed me 10 grand, he would have given me 10 Bitcoins. Well, today, 10 Bitcoins at today's market would be worth about $550,000. So that's how it has grown from 2014 era to 2021 era. Well, although I didn't take action in the fall of 2021, when my friend suggested I start buying at $10,000, $12,000 a coin, at the end of the year, he suggested that I make a small purchase and was really incentivizing me to get involved in it. So I bought $2,000 worth of the coin. $1,000 of it theoretically was supposed to be for me, and $1,000 was theoretically supposed to be for him. But it was a total of $2,000. And you can kind of see I was able to only buy 0.06741845 coins. So really a fractional there. And you can see I built this spreadsheet to kind of show you how the different transactions have taken place since then. So at that time, Bitcoin was trading at $29,229 a coin. Coinbase is the marketplace where I buy my Bitcoins. Now, you don't have to do this, right? I can show you Coinbase. I don't think my account's going to be open, but I can just show you there what it looks like, because I would have liked to have seen this when I was in prison. Okay? I can show you what the website looks like, and this is a cryptocurrency website. Okay? So on this cryptocurrency website, you can kind of get all kinds of information. I want to see about the products, if I can show you the different, there's prices. That's great. So these are the different types of coins that are available. There is Bitcoin today. Today, Bitcoin's trading at $49,244 a coin. Now, you don't have to spend $49,000. You could spend $10, okay, and just buy one really fractional share of a coin. And then when you buy that coin, you just own an asset, and that asset is going to fluctuate in price. I think if I look at the Bitcoin price, if I click on this number right here, I can look at a chart at different intervals. There's a chart over the past hour, right? It's gone from 49,640 to as low as 48,710. Now it's kind of climbing, went back, come back down. You could look at over the last day, and this is a chart, how it's rolling. I could look at it over the past week, and you can see it kind of topped out here last week at $58,000 a coin, and then kind of bottomed out. It kind of fell off a cliff here as I was flying home from New York, down to $46,000 at the bottom or so, $44,000, climbed back up, and it's fluctuating. But over the past month, you can see it's been on a trajectory from the time that I bought it, back here in January around $29,000. You can see how it's really gone up. It's still up $20,000 more than the coin that I paid for. Now, remember, I only bought a fraction of a coin, but I'll show you those transactions over the past year. You can see this is when I was initially told to start buying, or suggest I start buying, when it was about $10,000 a coin. You can see how that has gone up. And one of the reasons it's gone up is because a lot of mainstream companies have began recognizing Bitcoin as a more as a product that's going to disrupt marketplaces and give people an alternative to put asset classes. So it really started to grow when a guy named Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter and Square, two big companies out here, said that he bought $50 million worth of Bitcoin. And then later, Elon Musk, the one of the richest men of the world, said he was going to put money in Bitcoin. And then he announced in January that he put $1.5 billion into Bitcoin, or Tesla did, of its balance sheet, and that boosted the price. That's what really sent the price soaring up of north of 40,000. And then this New York City began making announcements that it was going to create opportunities for people to trade with Bitcoin. So the price has been continuously getting higher, and but it's just all supply and demand. There's only 21 million Bitcoins in the world, And I think so far 18 million of those Bitcoins are already in circulation. So they can only mine like 3 million more Bitcoins. And that's a whole different subject matter. But if you look at all time, you see back here, I think this only goes back, this is all time of Coinbase. When Coinbase, the marketplace began, it was trading at $130, $125 a coin. So, you know, for $138 a coin, if somebody bought a coin for $138 back then, well, today it's worth 50 grand. Okay. If somebody bought 10 of these, that would have been $1,300. Today it's worth $500,000. If somebody would have bought $13,000 worth back then, they'd have had, 100 coins, and that would be worth like $5 million. So the growth has been phenomenal. They had a big blip here in 2018, and that was another time that my wife and I were really talking about it, but it was still a very speculative investment. And at that time, I was really in the heart of building my career and didn't pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger until the end of 2020. And that was I would not say it was late to the game. It's still probably early in the game of Bitcoin. And there are many people who are talking about Bitcoin going to as high as more than $1 million a coin. And that very well could be. We don't know what the future holds. But Bitcoin is only one of many cryptocurrencies. Here are several of the others. So I speculated in Bitcoin, Ethereum. There's these other rub-offs. Last night I purchased a one called Link, which is a form of Ethereum. And these are different levels of currency that will allow people to do transactions over the internet and pay with coins, cryptocurrencies, instead of US dollars and money. And you just hold your money inside of a crypto account. So in an effort to kind of show you how I started to trade, I built this spreadsheet. I don't know if you're able to see it on your device inside of a Prism, but you can see the different transactions that I made. I bought it for initially on December 29th for $29,200. I bought some more at $41,000. I bought some more at $34,000. And this was a relatively small transaction, right? I spent $2,000, then $3,000, then $5,000. So I wasn't investing that much because I'm just speculating. This is just a portion. Full disclosure, I put $20,000 total in a cryptocurrency account so that I could speculate and see what was going on. And I started to build this spreadsheet just to track everything that I'm doing, as I suggest you do. Track all of the things that you are doing with your life. And then I track, okay, well, here I sold Bitcoin here at $37,000, which clearly was, cost me several $1,000s in potential profit. Instead, I banked $370. And I remember the reason that I did that is I just wanted to say, well, I bought this coin. Let's just see how easy it is to convert this to cash. So I converted it to cash. I booked $369 after profits. But notice over here, Coinbase is actually making more money than I am, or as much as I am, on these transactions. So they made $157 that I know of on this transaction. They actually made more, but I wasn't tracking the list price there. I was only tracking what was the net price that I received. So that first transaction lasted for a total of from December 29th to December 24th, and I only made $370 with a total investment of $10,000. Then I went back in, I spent another 10 grand on Bitcoin, and I told you I'd put 20,000 in the market, in the account. So I bought 5,000 on one day of Ethereum and $5,000 on another day of Ethereum for a total of $20,000 in cryptocurrencies. And on those transactions, I made another $168 and $350. So not a lot of money, but just in a couple of days while I was doing my other things. Then after I sold it and liquidated it, I liquidated it because I was buying a piece of real estate and I wanted to have that $20,000 in cash. But then I raised some more money and I said, oh, let me try some more. I saw the price fluctuating. I'm watching the accounts on my phone all the time. And so the night before last, you see on December 23rd, I think it was the day I came back from New York, I saw crypto kind of crashing, and I bought $15,000 worth at a price of Ethereum at a price of $1,507 an Ethereum coin. And then I sold them the next day, which was last night, for $1,669, making about $1,100 profit overnight. And then I bought some more the same night. I bought more $15,000 worth of this different type of cryptocurrency called Link. And right now I can see that I'm down in Link. I spent $15,000 to buy these coins at $28.72. But if you see Link right here today, it's only trading at $27.80. So it's down $1. So if I look at I'm not logged into my account right here, but I can log into my Coinbase account on my phone and see that I have a total balance in there. I don't know if you can see this, but a total balance of $21,300. So it's still up from the $20,000 I deposited, but it's down from the $22,000 I had last night when I sold the Ethereum. So, this is part of the game of free markets. You buy, you sell, you buy, you hold, you buy, you win, you buy, you lose. But what's really important is for you to stay current or try to stay current on changes in the marketplace so that when you come back to society and you learn about opportunities, you can choose whether you want to speculate, whether you want to participate, whether you want to, my wife is more averse to risk than I am. But we have a good team. We just keep rolling. I'm always focused on markets, and whether it's the stock market, cryptocurrency market, real estate market, employment market, business markets, because I know that as somebody who served 26 years in prison, I have to create my own opportunities, and you have to create your own opportunities, which is why I recommend and suggest that you start working today. I want to thank you for being a part of the Prison Professors program. I've got some news to announce on how we're expanding, and I hope that if you're watching this on one of the platforms of the digital devices in prison, you will have your family visit our store at Prison Professors and download some of the books and courses to send to you so that you can learn a little bit more. In fact, I'll probably create a course on cryptocurrencies just so that you can learn a little bit about it. And it certainly won't be a definitive guide. I am not a registered financial advisor. I'm the guy who served 26 years in prison and speculates and tries to make money every possible way that I can legally. And I hope that you're doing the same. I do hope that if you're watching this on YouTube, you're supporting our efforts to try and teach and inspire people in prison. My name is Michael Santos. I served 26 years in prison, and I never ask anybody to do anything that I didn't personally do. I wish you success. I believe in you, and I hope that you will stick with our program. Thank you.